Hey everyone, Vintage Fan Collector here. Today we're going to do another how-to. This is a how-to video on how to use Inteli-Touch by Casablanca. So, obviously, the fan in my room is Inteli-Touch. It is a 1990 Casablanca San Marino with a K4B bullet spotlight kit and antique oak blades installed with 4. So, that's what's in my room, and it is controlled by W11 Inteli-Touch, which is the 3-button control that you see in front of you. There are a lot of different colors of these, but the way to tell is obviously it says Casablanca Inteli-Touch. It's pretty easy to find out. And then it has the reverse button, is just pressing both of them, and so on. So, this is going to be part 1, because I don't have a chance right now to make W32. However, I might just combine both clips. I'm not sure yet, but we'll find out when I'm done editing. Anyway, to activate your fan, obviously you turn the power on. How this stuff works is it's electromagnetic pulse that goes through the wires in your house that go to the fan, and then the board has a microcomputer inside of it that reacts and responds to the coded electromagnetic pulses sent by the switch. So it's a very interesting and early example of remote smart controlling for ceiling fans, because they had different functions like home safe mode, where it does the light on and off at different settings at different random intervals while you're not home, to kind of simulate that you're home, and fan minder, where it lowers the speed down as the night goes by on a timer, 8-hour timer, and then light minder, where it does the same thing but with a light and in a different amount of time, and then safe exit, where it gives you about 10 seconds of full brightness, and then it starts dimming the lights down until, so you have enough time to get out of the room before it becomes dark. So it's pretty cool as well. So yeah, let me turn the power on, and then the light is, you press and hold the light and dim it, and then the fan, you just press and hold, and you listen to the beeps, and as the beeps get higher, the speed gets higher, and there's 6 speeds. So now you're on high speed, which is speed 6. And they move a lot of air because they're Casablancas, so yeah. And then to reverse these, it does tell you that under there, reverse, press fan and light at the same time. And you'll hear that tone and a click, which is the reverse relay. So then boom, you have reversed your fan. And now, I'm going to show you how to do demo mode, because a lot of people have been wondering about that. So, obviously, if your power was on, turn it off, because that resets the memory. But you want to do that, because it remembers your settings unless the power is cut. Turn the power on, and then fan, light, fan, light, fan. And you have to do it in a decent speed, like don't go too fast because you could jack it up. Demo mode, for those who aren't aware, is the demonstration or show-off feature that shows all the things that your fan can do. So, all 6 speeds, reverse, light dimming, etc., that kind of thing. So it does everything for you, and it's basically just to show that everything works and how it works and such. And it's a good thing to use at dealers. Also, I use demo mode to repair fans to make sure everything works. It's another way. It's also called automatic demonstration mode or test mode. But if you don't turn the power off by the end of demo mode, it will continue to go off. So it's alright if you cut the power to it. That's perfectly fine. Now, one thing that you don't want to do, however, is if you're wiring up your Casablanca fan, with the power off, you don't want, like the breaker, you don't want to turn the breaker on and have the power button be on, because that shoots current straight to the fan. It could damage the board. Never a good idea. So always have, when you install these, if you're a collector or you just got one because you want an older fan because you don't like new fans. Either way, or you're moving and you forgot how to put it up, whatever. So you always want to keep the 3 buttons in line, so you just put your finger and all of them match. If they don't match on that side, then the power's on. So all of them are equal, then the power is on, or off. So that's pretty much the basics of that. So that's demo mode. And now I'm going to show you how to do safe exit. So if I remember correctly, it is fan, fan, light, light, and then you press light one more time, and then it does a little dim, and yeah, that's it. Oh, it's set in reverse right now. Oops. Oh well. The only thing that this fan does not forget is what direction you had it set in. Here we go, it's starting to go down. That is the reverse relay does not forget, no matter how long the thing has been shut off. If it was running in reverse when it's taken down, it will run in reverse when you plug it into power again. That is the only thing. But now you have seen safe exit. And now I'm going to show you how to do light minder. So turn the power on again. Now this one is the same as safe exit, just you don't press the light button. So it's fan, so now you have done light minder. So say if you can put this on, you can put this program in it just so in case you forget to turn off a light. So your light will operate normally, but after a 2-hour timer, it will shut off. So, or I think it's 2 hours. It's a preset timer type deal. I wish that there was a function where you could actually pick between a certain set amount of hours, like press certain buttons in a combination to get like 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, kind of like a Christmas lights timer. But that doesn't exist. So, work with what you got. And now, for the last demonstration on W11 InteliTouch, we have fan minder. So fan minder is literally the opposite of light minder. For some odd reason, they decided that fan, light is going to be light minder, and light, fan is going to be fan minder. I don't know what the heck they were thinking there. Also, the lights are in red, white, and blue because today is the 4th of July. And yeah, so there you go. This video has been filmed for 2 days. It's just because I ran out of time. So yeah, here we go. Power on, as I said. And now it leaves you at, I believe, speed 2 is what it puts it on. Speed 2 or 3, and then you can just select your speed from there, and it'll go to that. So you can't have it on speed 1 because that defeats the purpose of the fan minder function. So that's pretty much it for W11 InteliTouch. And now I will teach you how to use W32 InteliTouch. This is the more recent, modern InteliTouch control that started out in 1993. It is old in the respect that it's been around for about 25 or 26, 27 years. Well, no, wait, see, yeah, 25 years, I think. But the last time they made electromagnetic pulse InteliTouch was 2010. You see, they moved to the newest system called InteliTouch 3, which is actually, sadly, it is the most reliable because but it's not like the regular InteliTouch. The point of InteliTouch was that it was all done in a more unconventional electromagnetic pulse frequency type, a frequency-based controlling system that had a microprocessor inside of the board that responded accordingly to a different sequence of electromagnetic pulses. Something that the InteliTouch 3 did not do. The InteliTouch 3 was basically like any generic old wall control that doesn't actually control it, it doesn't break the circuit, it uses remote frequency to a board, and that's how it does it. So it has relay clicks as well as very quiet beeps, and the demo mode is super fast and it's not nearly as interesting, and a lot of collectors don't like it, but that is the only board they make now. They stopped making RMM4 boards, which is the most recent W32 board. So I'll go back to the guides of how to identify a board. So RMM1 is the easiest to identify. It's a plastic harness or housing, whatever you want to call it, and it has flick mode, which is the function that you can use a light switch in place of a control to control your ceiling fan, so that you can, you know, because back then they didn't include controls with the fans unless they were gallery editions. So you had to buy the control separately, so that's the point. But they changed that in '87. But anyway, regardless, that's how you identify RMM1. RMM2 is the metal casing W11 board. And I have examples of it, but I'm lazy and I don't want to go get them. RMM3 is identified by when you turn on the lights dim up. They don't just come on, they fade on. RMM4 is just back to normal. So, this is RMM4. It was converted from RMM1 in InteliTouch, which was flick mode. This fan was made in 1985, and this is a Casablanca Zephyr. Anyway, we'll now go ahead and learn how to use it. So, it's really the same concept, except it has a reverse button. So we're not going to do a large demonstration process because I've covered everything that this thing does in the W11 video. So, turn on the power to use it, and then the light button works the same way. Press and hold till you get your light level, and then fan works the same way. You listen, you have to hold the button down, and you listen for the beeps to get higher. And there is a little fun trick about this. All three buttons will reverse the fan. They did not take the function out of the board where it responds to both of these buttons pressing, as noticed. Oh, I didn't press both the light and the fan. There you go. And not only that, but the control comes with a reverse button that sends the same signal as both the fan and the light do, but in one button. So that's an interesting little tidbit there. So the RMM 3 and 4 boards are generally louder than the RMM 1 and 2. Not sure why that is, but all of mine are a lot louder. Oh, I need to clean this. It's got a little dust on the blades because it does run a lot. So yeah, that is basically how to use RMM or W32 InteliTouch. It's pretty easy. Demo mode, we'll go ahead and do that. Wait a few seconds. It's the same concept. The fan and light buttons still obviously do demo mode. And every other function I showed in W11 is actually exactly the same on this. The only difference between the switch is obviously it has 4 buttons, and the buttons are different shape, but they're also different type of buttons. They're not rocker. They're not rocker switches, they're just buttons. So these are actually made out of rubber and they push in. You have to push it in kind of hard. And the power button is inward when it's on and lined up with all these, and when it's out, the power is off. So that is how to identify a W32 control. Usually it will say Casablanca on the top. Sometimes, of course, like this example, the writing may have worn off a little bit. A W85 control, which is the this is the InteliTouch 3 control. Those have bolder letters on the buttons, and I don't think they say Casablanca on them. That's the only way to tell. Other than that, they look exactly the same. So, go ahead. See? Power button sticks out. Well, this has been how to use Casablanca's InteliTouch wall control system. I hope this helped anybody, and any collectors or any homeowners that forgot how to use it. Like, say you might have bought a home that have these in the house and you don't want to throw them out and you actually want to keep them. This should help you be able to use your fan. The control type I did not include was InteliTouch 2, which works exactly the same, except the power button is replaced with a little toggle switch, slide switch that's horizontally mounted. That's the only difference between InteliTouch 2 and regular InteliTouch. And InteliTouch 3 is radio frequency. So you'll hear a click after every speed and a very low beep. The beeps are a little bit different as well. Other than that, it is mostly the same. So I hope this helped anybody. And this is a video that's been sort of requested, so I thought I might as well make it. Anyway, see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.